Hello guys, so today we're going to talk about the closing cost on the seller side. That means if you're selling your property, this is actually a third video that I do in regards to those closing costs. And on the previous one, I talked about the closing cost in regards to commission, what the seller will pay in regards to commission. Now this part of the closing cost will be mostly about when what you're gonna pay to a title company to do to make sure that your title's clean, that you don't have any liens. That way, when the transaction ends, then the buyer is getting a clean title and is not absorbing any of your previous debts. Okay, so that's a little bit more complicated subject. There's different liens and all that could be attached to a title. So, but we're going to talk about just the closing cost itself. For the most part, you're going to pay 3% out of the purchase price. But also, like commissions, you have to calculate this cost according to the listing price initially. Once you get to an agreement of purchase price with the buyer, then you recalculate according to the agreed purchase price. And for the most part, it'll be 3%. There's not an exact number. It may vary. So, just be flexible about it. I've seen mostly a 3% charge from the either listing price and then from the purchase price. And this is actually necessary. It's actually one of the most important steps of the transaction. You just got to make sure that, title companies will take care of you and make sure that there's no issues as you get to the closing date. Okay. So if we recalculate back to the closing cost with the commission and title company doing all your searches, you're looking at an 8%, so to speak, 8 to 9% closing cost on your side. That's including commission and the title company searches and documenting all of the stamps with the city and all that. Okay, plus your taxes, all of that stuff. So yeah, that's pretty much it. We're obviously in a seller, and the market is in favor of the seller. So that you will see on a regular basis right now, even though the market is starting to cool off a little bit with interest rates going a little high, not high, but they're increasing from obviously the previous weeks and the previous months. So as you see interest rates increase, you'll definitely see the real estate market cool off a little bit, and they might be different negotiations as you sell your property and buyers start making offers. So this would be on a really simple basis, where you're paying your closing costs and the buyer is paying their closing cost. But there's actually other ways to negotiate. So it all depends on what negotiation you have with the buyer, whether the buyer is actually contributing or paying part of your closing cost, or vice versa, if you're actually making a contribution to the buyer's closing costs. So I think once you go into the transaction and it develops, then you have to continue to recalculate that number. So when you get to the closing table, you have an idea on how much you're going to spend with commissions, closing cost, and we're also going to talk about inspections in another video. So that's something you got to take in consideration as well. So you have an idea. Okay. So that's pretty much it. Very simple. And I'll see you in the next video. Talk to you soon, guys.